Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new save on Nomadic Striker. I'm really excited about this save. I think it's going to be a really fun new challenge. So, as you can see on the screen, we are now manager of Inter Miami in the Major League Soccer in the United States. Now, there's a few reasons why I've started this save. They include, one, there's a brand new football club with zero football history. Two, it's a fairly new footballing city. We'll come on to that in a minute. 3, it's a new league to me. I've only ever done one MLS save, which lasted one season. And, of course, last but not least, the chance to work with the man, the legend, David Beckham, who is the director of Inter Miami. And, in an attempt to make a good impression with Dave, I've worn my Beckham-era Real Madrid shirt for this first episode. I think he's going to love it. Also, my hair is so out of control that it's looking a bit like his back in the day when he played for Madrid. So there's that. However, for those of you who are new to all of this, I've put together a little intro to Inter Miami for you. Football, or soccer to our American friends, has been present in Florida for several years. It first began with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, who played in the North American Soccer League between 1977 and 1983. The name was resurrected from 1988 to 1994 and relaunched in 2006. In 2014, the club made headlines by announcing that Ronaldo, the original Brazilian one, had joined the club's ownership and, if he could get fit, might even play for them. Safe to say, it didn't happen, and the club dissolved 2 years later. Also from the state was Miami Fusion, which played in MLS from 1998 to 2002, and won the Supporters' Shield, awarded to the team with the best regular season record in 2001. An honourable mention goes to Miami FC, who currently play in the USL Championship, the second tier of US soccer, and have Paul Dalglish, son of Liverpool legend Kenny, as their general manager. The Inter Miami story began in 2012, when the MLS announced its interest in an expansion team in Miami. They soon looked to former England captain and LA Galaxy player David Beckham, who, when he joined the league in 2007, was given an option to purchase an expansion team for $25 million. In December 2013, the local council gave the go-ahead to a new stadium in downtown Miami, and Beckham exercised his expansion team option 2 months later by forming an investment group called Miami Beckham United. On January 29, 2018, the group was officially given the position of the 25th MLS franchise. Working titles for the club name included Miami Vice and Miami Current, but in September 2018 it was unveiled as Club Internacional de Fútbol Miami, or Inter Miami CF. The club's team colours are pink, black and white, while its crest reflects Miami's Art Deco architectural tradition, with 2 great white herons interlocking legs to form the letter M. Between the herons is a solar eclipse with 7 rays in homage to Beckham's number as a player. The club enters MLS in the 2020 campaign, along with fellow new franchise Nashville SC. The real-life season kicked off in March 2020, but only lasted 2 games due to coronavirus, so Inter Miami are still yet to play a home game. Interestingly, the club already has a group of fanatic ultra supporters and 3 official supporters groups, the Siege, Southern Legion and Vice City 1896. Its initial home will be Inter Miami CF Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, ahead of moving into a proposed new 25,000 seat stadium, Miami Freedom Park, which is expected to open in 2022. But before all that, there's a new manager in charge of this new club in a new footballing city. So without further ado, let's go and see what we're working with. And we're back. So here we are. I've just been hired as Inter Miami manager. Inter Miami have today confirmed the appointment of Nomadic Striker as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised at the appointment of a 34-year-old who's recently spent time away from club football and is sure to place plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at new Lockhart Stadium. Interesting. Striker has put pen to paper on a new 2-year deal, which is going to be interesting, worth $14,000. So here we are, the overview of the club. So our owner is called Marcelo Claure, we'll see. Director of football is Paul McDonough. Assistant manager Claudio Arzeno. New Lockhart Stadium, built into, they're saying, it's a new stadium that's going to be finished in 2020 by the look of it. So, founded in 2018, Inter Miami CF are a professional American club currently playing in the lower leagues. The club play their home games at New Lockhart Stadium and possess great training facilities and great youth facilities that is what I wanted to hear. The club also has adequate academy coaching, that needs to be improved, and an adequate youth recruitment network, also needs to be improved. The club is affectionately known as Inter, which Inter Milan probably are not happy with. With no real competition history of note, Inter are a club with a trophy cabinet waiting to be filled, and hopefully we are going to fill it. So there's an overview of the team. That means we have players, which is one main question I had about starting this save. So they've given us some objectives. Sign young players to develop for profit. Cool. Sign high reputation players. That could be interesting. And that's required. So end of the current season. We're not actually in. This is something we need to address. We're not actually in MLS yet because we don't enter until 2020. So that's probably why my contract expires there, because that's our first season technically. So Marcello said, please do not hesitate, let me know if you'd like any of the arrangements in play to be made. And we are going to get an advice report. Striker takes charge into Miami. Eyebrows been raised, that's what we just read. So we've got a player who's coming out of contract in 12 months. Don't really care at the moment. Okay, so this is good. So one of the key things I want to talk about on this video was the fact that I know nothing about MLS, like how any of it works. I imagine a lot of you out there probably don't know that either. Like, I've watched MLS games, obviously, on TV, but I don't really know how kind of the contracts work, how things like that, how they work. So, Phoebe Marsh, our PA, cheers Phoebe, has sent us the MLS contract and registration information, which explains contract rules. So Inter Miami may sign a maximum of 3 designated players, which are like the marquee players. These players are typically of a higher stature and greater quality, and as such their contribution to the salary cap will be equal to the maximum senior salary of $10,250 per week. You can see there, I've changed everything into dollars for this save. If the player is signed during the summer transfer window, clubs get a 50% discount on their salary capped impact. That sounds pretty good. However, a designated player 20 years old or younger, referred to as a young designated player, only counts as $2,900 per week against the club's salary budget, whereas a young designated player 21 to 23 counts as £3,800 against the club's salary budget. The budget charge for the mid-season signing is $2,900 per week, cannot be lowered with general allocation money. This is all very confusing. There are 2 main types of squad registration slots in the MLS, senior and off-budget. Players registered on a senior slot will always count towards the salary cap, while off-budget players are given an exemption. Players on designated and senior contracts may only be registered using a senior slot. Players on senior contracts can have their salary cap impact brought down using general allocation money. Players earning the league minimum salary of $1,400 per week are on senior minimum salary contracts and may be registered, blah blah blah. Players signed from MLS Club Academy are categorised as homegrown. They retain the status until they permanently move to a non-MLS club. Generation Adidas contracts pay above the senior minimum salary value and are given to the highest rated prospects coming through the draft system. They are exempt from the salary cap. Reserve contract players are also always exempt from the salary cap. There's so much information for someone who knows nothing about it, but we'll work this out. We've got a year. So the other thing, we've got a year to work this out. So it's February 2019, which is just before the start of the 2019 MLS season. We don't enter till MLS 2020. So we've got a year to sit here, work out what the hell's going on, look at what's happening in the league, try and work out like what players we've got, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so club vision, I think we know this. They've already shown us, so we're just going to accept that. So we're signing young players and high reputation players. Pre-season, I mean, this is a bit pointless. We don't have a game, do we? But we're going to a pre-season training camp. I wonder if we do have to play games then. Okay, so introductory advice. Good youth facilities. We've got a captain, got a vice captain. Free kick takers, we've got a couple. So Lee Ngoyen and Rodolfo Pedaro look like good set piece takers. Let's have a look at the schedule. And there is not a schedule. So that's what I thought, like, we're not going to play this season, are we? We're not going to have games. There's a squad which I'm going to ignore for now until I really know what's happening. We also have a dev center. Don't think there's anyone in it. And we have the Inter Miami Academy, which has players in it, surprisingly. So, ability and potential are unknown. That's weird. So we have a director of football, we have an assistant manager, we have 3 coaches, we have a fitness coach. I don't think we have any reserve team staff, so maybe we need to get some. We'll look into that. So on the topic of facilities, the new Lockhart Stadium is our ground in Fort Lauderdale. Renting it at $100,000 a year. Is an 18,000 capacity, built in 2020. It's owned by the council. Okay, so here we go. We're due to move into the 25,000 capacity Miami Freedom Park on the 1st of February 2022. So that means this season we're not in a camp. This season we're not in the MLS. Then in 2020 and 2021, so we're moving in the 3rd season that Miami's in MLS. So I wonder in that time, can we work on this? Can I go to the board and ask them to improve coaching? Not yet. I'm going to start a coaching course. You literally don't need me at training. We don't have training. So I'm intrigued to see like if we can buy players and they're not going to play because they don't have matches. So in the next save, we're going to dig into the team, see what's going on, who we have, see if we can work out whether we're actually going to play games and whether we should maybe arrange friendlies if we've got a year out. And are players going to get unhappy with not playing games like they're just at the club? In fact, that reminds me, contracts. So we have one player whose contract expires in a year. The rest are all contracted to November 2020, which is, off the top of my head, the end of next season. So our first season in MLS. So in terms of the playing staff, I've got a report from my assistant manager. Let's start with the weaknesses, shall we? Overall depth, not a great deal of depth. That's because we don't have a reserve team, I don't believe. And no exciting youth prospects because we don't have a youth team. Better depth would be useful in defensive midfield. Plenty of room in the wage budgets. We've got an extra 400k still available. One of the best coaching teams in the league. One of the best scouting teams in the league. Luis Robles, who I've heard of, in goal. AJ De La Garza, which is a great name, a right back. Ben Sweat is one of 4 good options at left back. He has a cool name. Figas, it sounds like our defence is good. And then Will Trapp is a good defensive midfielder, so he should be okay defensively. And there's plenty of room with $20 million available to spend. And they're saying that Carranza, Matthias Pellegrini, who I feel like I've heard of, are our key players. As yet, no team dynamics. No, maybe because we haven't restarted yet. And we're a new team, so they're not going to know each other, I guess. Tactics is pointless doing. Training's a bit pointless doing. But I'm just going to let my back team do this. Robbie Robinson. That is a good name. He looks alright. Jonathan Dos Santos has been recommended to us. And in terms of scouting, we're going to set this to young. And I mean, I don't really think we can buy anyone, can we? I highly doubt we can buy anyone. But let's kind of see who. Carlos Vela is interested. I would love to sign him. Joseph Martinez is very good in real life. Joseph Martinez is very good. Raul Ruiz is very good in this league. So all the top players in the league are interested in us, which is promising. Even though we probably can't buy anyone yet. Got a scouting introduction, that's fine. Wait, world senior package. And we need to change this. The senior packages North America, I think we're going to go with. I'm going to go world on youth. So our wage budget. Scouting budget is 600k. So I think we just restrict that to USA. We'll keep that in North America for now. So we stay within our budget. So these are kind of like the best players in the league, I guess. Barco, I've obviously heard of. I've bought him before from Atlanta. Carlos Gil, ex Aston Villa. Johnny Russell. Michael Bradley obviously plays for the US. Only 31 actually. Tell you what we should look up. Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu on a free. We're signing him. Freddie Adu cannot be signed by Inter Miami as he's subject to the allocation process. I don't know what that means. We're going to scout him. Okay, so I've advertised for a youth development person. We have no technical director, we don't need one. Chief data analyst, head of sports science. We need to advertise for all of these. So we've submitted a training camp squad. Don't really know why. So we have loads of options here for our ground, which I've not really seen recently with clubs I've been managing. It's obviously a standard of 115 by 74, but then there's some really random ones like long, 126 by 77, and the maximum is 131 by 98. That is huge. So our proposed one is long, so it favours teams playing direct. Wide is 115 by 93, which is pretty wide. It's also almost like a square, right? I'm tempted just to smash the largest one possible. So we're not playing games. Let's do it. We'll probably need to change that this time next year. So our balance, let's look at finances. So in terms of finances, we're actually very strong. Look at this, 55 million with 20 million in the budget, and we're only spending 179,583 in the wage budget. It should be debt free. We are debt free. I presume we're going to lose money hand over foot in this first year because we're paying wages without any games. And just going back to the staff page, director David Beckham. We can't click on him, but he's there. We know he's there. Jorge Maz, I feel like I recognise these guys' names as well. I just noticed one of our coaches is Anthony Pulis, who I believe is the son of Tony Pulis. He is. Pulis. Okay, so we've kind of pushed through some of the introductory stuff there. Looks like I'm just going to smash through this first season and look at what's happening with MLS. I might do like a kind of a drop-in videos on what's happened in MLS while we've been biding our time, so to speak, and then we'll be back with the start of Inter Miami's first pre-season in MLS in like a year's time in game. So I'm really excited about this save. I hope you're excited about seeing what we do with Inter Miami, how it all works. I'm pretty interested in just finding out how MLS works generally, and how a new team goes about fitting in. But we'll do an episode as well about players and who we've got. But if you're interested in what we're doing with Inter Miami, then hit the like button below, hit subscribe. We'll have new content for you very soon. So thank you for watching and speak to you soon.